When people ask what this album was like, I mean, I use the word arcane because I think that seems to sum up the music best. It's kind of like music from the past, but done in a futuristic way. And I think that there's natural elements on the album and there's synthetic elements on the album. And they're kind of, it's like taking all the textures of all past music and trying to apply it to a kind of a new song form. And it's all just, it's very songy, there's not a lot of guitar, I think there's one guitar solo, that lasts 4 seconds, it's like, I think people are going to be surprised by the kind of reversal in a lot of ways, but the people that say it's acoustic will be wrong. The people that say it's electronic will be wrong. The people that say it sounds like a Pumpkins record will be wrong. I've tried to make something that is indescribable. Besides the fact that Courtney and I have been friends for years, and I knew personally that they were having a hard time. So I kind of came up with the notion of, well, why don't you just give me a month with them and let me just see if I can kind of kick them in the ass, so to speak, and just kind of get the whole record going. Instead of the band kind of waiting around for Courtney to decide that she wanted to make another album, you kind of get the band's juices going. So that's what happened. I got together and, just wrote a bunch of songs with them and helped them with their songs. And, that was all very simple. That's kind of how it started off, We talked about different scenarios about me. The term at the time was executive producer, which was just like I was going to be the eye in the sky. I was never supposed to produce on a day-to-day level because that would have meant I couldn't have done this record. And then I suggested that the material was so strong that they get a real producer, someone who I know could bring the album to its full fruition. And that's it. Everything else that's been added to it's just drama stuff. But it's as simple as that. People took the whole early 90s thing as this kind of negative brat, throwing a tantrum. But what it was an energy that say, I can't take this the way that it is, that kind of rebellion against suburban America. I think that's why Manson's such an important artist right now, because he represents, in essence, the next generation, which is even more disenchanted and even more disconnected. But what people miss about Manson is he's just reflecting. He's an artist. People want to focus that energy on him, but it's not really about him, it's really about you. So for every guy sitting there with a beer, and a 45 in his belt, Manson's speaking to that end of society. He's speaking as an artist. He's not speaking as himself, and that's where people get really lost with Manson. The three of us, me, Courtney, and Manson, have all dealt with similar energies, pushing people's buttons to the point where they focus their hate and their energy on you. But where do you think that energy comes from? That's from a self-loathing, because I've changed, Courtney's changed, and one day Manson will change if he's not changing already. After a while, you get kind of tired of what I would call, like a white rock mentality. It's like it's too cerebral. Everyone's sitting around with their calculators kind of figuring out, the way the kids are going to rock. After the kind of the grunge explosion in the early 90s, which was about immediacy, then everybody suddenly got very serious, and things got very serious. The money got bigger, and all that kind of like danger went out of it. So everything in white rock slows down, and then here comes everybody else kind of blowing by us, and we can't understand what's happening. That's what I think is so great about, like even there's the whole new movement within hip-hop, the Wu-Tang and Missy Elliott. It's brilliant, it's great. The energy there is so great, and people may not see this, but when I watch Missy Elliott, it's the same thing as when I watched Soundgarden for the first time. I get that same excitement, and you feel like somebody's doing something that's so new. Maybe to some people it sounds like the same old thing, but to me it sounds so fresh. And I want to stay there. I want to be there all the time. I want that feeling all the time. So I had to go through my little mourning period to let it go. And now I've let it go. My band has let it go, and we're ready to move on, into whatever we're going to be. So, we apologize if anybody doesn't like it, but, c'est la vie.
The latest word is that the new Smashing Pumpkins album will be out in late May and the whole album in June, but there's no word yet on the next Marilyn Manson album.
John Norris and my pal Fiona Apple here on the red carpet, and you were telling me you just now found out you had won the Rock Vocal Award.
Yeah, they were like Grammy winner Fiona Apple, and I'm a Grammy winner.
That's a nice way to find out.
Yeah.
And you're also up for one of the biggest awards, Best New Artist. How would you rate your chances in that category? It's a tough one, I mean.
I don't know. There's really no way to tell. I don't know. There's really no way to tell.
Do you have a speech prepared just in case?
No.
No?
Not
You're going to wing it? I know that.
I'll be okay.
You have some thank yous in mind, though?
Yeah.
How about your performance tonight? You're doing Criminal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I remember, I think the first time I ever saw you do a live performance was kind of an industry function in L.A. You remember that? It was like a benefit, I believe, and you said...
Oh, that was that thing, and
no, it
was there, and I made an ass of myself.
No, it was absolutely fine. But I just wondered, industry crowds, you're okay with them now, right?
Yeah.
You'll do fine, and I also, Best New Artist, good chance. Stay tuned. Fiona Apple. We'll see you later.
Grammy winner Fiona Apple.
That's right. That's going to always go before your name now.
Okay, I know it will.
It's stuck to it. Back to you.
All right, well, there is still lots more to come on Backstage at the Grammys.
To present the Grammy for Best R&B Album, here are Jewel and Mike Myers.
We're here to present the award for Rhythm and Blues Album.
And it all makes such perfect sense. I'm from Canada, she's from Alaska. We are Rhythm and Blues.
Behave, baby.
There, I said. In Best R&B Album, the Grammy goes to the artist and to the album producer. The nominations are...
And the Best R&B Album is... Oh, I'm such a big fan. Erykah Badu.
You know, I represent the artists who are often unheard. And this is for us. Amir, you see this? I'd like to thank Kedar Entertainment, Universal, my dream team, Tim Grace, Gia Grace, Ward White, Big Mike, Vernon Brown, Kara Lewis, everybody who helped this album happen. My mom, my son, George Clinton, Stevie Wonder, everybody. Thank you, and I would like to thank the Creator for giving me this gift. Thank my fans. Thank you.
Coming up, Sarah McLachlan.
Nominees for Song of the Year, a Songwriters Award are, could I get a drum roll? Eric Stefani and Gwen Stefani, songwriters for Don't Speak by No Doubt. Diane Warren, songwriter for How Do I Live by Leanne Rhymes.